I haven't done an Instagram Live in a while, and I think it's also fun to get to do it with you. Gretchen and I have known each other almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And Gretchen is a really, really interesting woman, and she's a writer and she's a coach. And I thought that I would have her on. It's very related to sort of what I do on my podcast in terms of like mental health and mental wellness and trying to expand people's kind of concepts of themselves. And Gretchen has she has a system and a platform that she's building and a book that will hopefully be coming out next year. And Gretchen, maybe you can describe sort of what you do and who you are, and then we can get into a little bit more about the work you do and also opportunities for people to learn more.
Very cool. Thanks, Mayim. So first of all, I'm really excited to be here, and I'm glad we figured out the technology. We were joking around through text that we both know how to do a lot of things, but tech maybe isn't our strongest suit. So I'm sure both of our social people are cracking up. Yeah, so I'm Gretchen Heido. I'm a master coach. What that means is that, you know, I did a bunch of credentialing to be able to use that title because coaching is a unregulated field. And so anyone can say that they're a coach, whether they are or they aren't. And to your point, Mayim, you know, what I created was a 10-stage secret breaking system. It is part of the book, but it's work that I'm doing with women now. And what I did that for is because a lot of us are sitting around really feeling bad because of our rule book that we were given and the labels that we were given. And when we live up to those things, we create a lot of secrets. And so what I noticed in my field is that it was keeping women, men too, from living to their largest life. So I'll give you an example. I was coaching a client yesterday. She's a kick-butt violinist, world renowned. I mean, the amount of practice this woman has put in is amazing. And we were talking yesterday, and she said, you know, I have a secret, because she knows we're doing all this secrets work right now. And so my ears always perk up. Tell me your secret. And she said, my secret is I'm really an oracle, but it sounds super disrespectful to say oracle. And I said, well, why is it disrespectful? She said, because when you're a violinist and the first chair and the kind of symphony that I am in, and if you're watching, friend, I'm not making fun of you, but what she said is, you know, if you're a violinist like I'm a violinist, to this sort of audience and with this kind of clout, to say that you're an oracle, people are thinking some things. And I questioned her. I said, are you sure it's people that are thinking some things, or are you thinking some things? Right. And we got to really break it down that in her family, being successful had a path, and being an oracle is not looked at as successful. It's looked as really being woo-woo and weird and outside of the box. I told her I thought it was pretty cool. Like, tell me what you're hearing from me. Like, what's going on? And that'll be a different session. But you know, that's what we're taking a look at. And so for her, she really couldn't live it or step into her life as this oracle until we do the work of getting through the secret and the rules that go with it and the label.
Well, and that's, and that's kind of that's what really resonates with me when I think about the work that you do, and just knowing kind of what you come from and how you sort of formed your business and your life. And you have this example of like rules that women in particular have picked up from society. And I just want to go through them. So it's better to be in a stable job than to follow your dreams. And like, my first thought was like, of course, like that's what your parents tell you. That's what your grandparents tell you. And then I was like, wait a second, we're in a different generation than our parents and grandparents. Here's another one. Successful women intimidate their partner. And I'm like, Gretchen, these aren't rules. These are just the facts of life. But you're here to tell me that's not necessarily so. Money doesn't grow on trees. You have to work hard to get it. You shouldn't spend frivolously. Women who make more money in their relationship don't respect their partner or have challenges in their relationship. Women should always take the job package offered, work their way up to earn what their male counterparts earn. Women have to work harder than men to be respected. Women should have long hair and carry a nice purse. Polite women don't speak up. People are like, oh, you're so ballsy. I still have that problem.
Me too.
And this is one of my favorite rules that you are looking to kind of challenge with people. Good moms stay home with their kids. Yeah. And that's one, like, it still gets me in the heart. And so the reason that I wanted to also like have you on for this Instagram Live and let people learn more about you is you have a process that you take people through, and you have workshops that people can sign up for this is the kind of work that you do in person. And I want to be really clear. You are not a therapist. You're not a psychiatrist.
No.
You're not looking to diagnose people. You are a person. And in the time that I've known you, this is one of the things about you. You are an excellent communicator and you are a real straight shooter. And that is why so many people, and women in particular, do resonate with you. You know how to be firm and gentle, but for those of us also who are a little bit like all over the place, that's what the kind of work that you do is good for. You're helping people focus on what they need to get to, and you're not wrong in that what's at the heart of a lot of our kind of franticness is those secrets that we hold, the rules that we think we have to keep to. Am I getting close?
100%, 100%. And so that list that you read, those are just some of the rules. And the rules are different for everyone. And the way to think about it is this. You pick them up, you know, for everyone listening, everyone watching, you pick them up from your family system, from society, from institutions, and for me, weird men at the bank that decided to tell me things like that women should have long hair and nice purses. Really not his place.
It's not just men at the bank. Like, I have heard that from a lot of people.
You know, like, it doesn't grow any longer. I've taken a lot of hair vitamins. I can't follow this rule. I'm sorry. But the deal is that when we have those rules, if you really look back in your family at legacy, and you look back, great-grandparents, their parents, they gave you a bundle, and then they gave it to the next person, and the next person. And somewhere in here, as women, we need to decide that we don't want to pick up that particular bundle, that it doesn't work for us. So this one about women should really stay home to be good moms. I'm working like you're working, and I'm not always there with my kids. And I had to really come to terms with, is that okay? And for me, it is. I'm much happier when I work. You know, that's really the truth. I enjoy working. I like what I do. But whatever the rule, we need to challenge it because it becomes the framework of your life, you know. And then if you couple that with the labels, you know, maybe it's something like you're nosy, or you're a gossiper, or you're
selfish.
You're selfish.
Right.
You're selfish. You're too driven. You're too much. You're too
much. That's
right. Too much is my favorite, right? You're too much. I actually love being too much. Too much is completely fine with me. But what it means is that then you create rules to live up to that identity. So if you're too much, or you're boss lady, or you're whatever you are, you've got a rule set that then creates the identity, and your ego goes, see, here I am, this is me. And anytime you want to test something else out, that ego gets involved and gets nervous and doesn't want to buck the system, because we protect our identity at any cost.
And also, I think, and I want to be really clear, and I hope people have listened and will listen this long. This is not like, I'm not being paid to talk to you. We literally are friends. And this is something that you've been working on, that I literally just am happy to talk about you, because I've gone to you for many years to speak to you. And so many people want kind of the wisdom that you have, that we know about personally. And yes, everyone's trying to make a living. Everyone's trying to do this. Everyone's trying to do that. But the work that you do is really, I think it's worthy of people's attention. And I think that more women like you deserve to have, you know, a platform to do that. I know that people, you're welcome. I know that people can go to GretchenHeido.com to learn more and to see kind of when and how and where your seminars are. But again, I want to say, this is the kind of wisdom that you use in addition to whatever you're doing. This is not like drop your therapist and talk to Gretchen. This is work that you do supplementally. And for so many people, the cost of therapy, the cost of that kind of relationship is often not enough. Many people do not have the resources to keep that going. This is the kind of work that so many of us are lacking, that used to be just like the wisdom of women in your community. So this is really something that you get to keep doing. It's the work you do on yourself, even if you don't have therapy, or if you're already getting that help, because it gives you a new way to think and approach it, so that you have then more to bring to therapy. I like to think with this kind of work and this kind of inquiry, it actually helps you get to what's really going on with you quicker, faster. And for so many people who are like, they put me on medication, I don't want to be on it forever. You have to do work if you want to try and get to a different level. You may not get that just from showing up and wondering why your medication's not working, right? Sometimes it
Yes.
takes supplemental things. And I'm not saying people who aren't getting better are not doing the work. I'm saying this is the kind of thing that is available. And that's kind of why I wanted to bring you here, to give voice to that kind of platform.
Yeah, you know, and thank you for that. Here's the thing, therapy is wonderful and it's such a good platform. And what coaching does is it really looks at the here and now and what's possible and gets curious about the future. And when we take a look at things like the framework, where you got your messages, and we start to deconstruct them, I've seen miracles happen for myself, for you, for others, of what happens in our lives when we are willing to go to great lengths, to the bottom of our toenails, to do this kind of work and to not do it alone. That's really the next program I have coming up for women. We meet in Lake Tahoe as our kickoff because I want to be eye to eye and toe to toe.
Yeah.
And really, you know, we've been doing this like primal protection survival thing for the last 2 years or so. And it's time for us to reemerge. I really was feeling called that we have to have people getting back together. So we do the work in person, you know, and then it's part of a 6-month journey. And then we ended in Sedona where we do more work in person. So I thought of everything because for women, we need the beauty and we need the quiet and we need the space to relax and let the mind tell us and inform us of what comes next, not just the hamster wheel of now do this, because that's how we are. That's how we're wired.
And also one more thing that I wanted to mention is Gretchen, first of all, is awesome. I hope everybody agrees with me. But this is not like a celebrity coach kind of person, which I'm sure there are great celebrity coach type of people. But Gretchen is literally someone that I know not through the celebrity world. She's someone who I trust as a friend and a person I go to. So I'm also not saying like, this is going to be the solution to all of your problems. What I'm saying is this is the kind of work that exists and that is out there. I highly recommend you go to GretchenHydo.com. That's Gretchen like it sounds, HYDO.com. And you can learn more about Gretchen and the things that she does and take what you like and leave the rest. Not everything is for everyone. Gretchen has a particular, you know, personality that works really well for me. It may not work for everyone, but even learn the kind of stuff that Gretchen is doing. Look at some of the rules, look at some of the things, and take that to the person that you do work with. Find a way that works for you. I really hope that Gretchen's book comes out and that we can all benefit from it that way. But Gretchen, I'm really, really grateful that you do this work. You have 2 almost grown boys, and you are a mom who also, you have your hands in the dirt of life. So I don't want people to think that like Gretchen's in some mansion in Malibu, you know, just like doling out advice. She's a real person who goes to the supermarket and does all the things that we do. Yeah. Anything else you want to tell people before we sign off?
Yeah. The thing is this, there's always hope. Wherever you're at in your life, whatever it is that you're struggling with, there is a new possibility that's there and waiting. And just like Mayim said, I'm no different than anybody else. I'm just me. I did go to the supermarket and I went to exercise today, and then I had to do my hair and figure out my lipstick and, you know, the whole deal. So just normal, but I might know some things that maybe you don't yet. And I'm so happy to share that because I just don't believe that people have to be miserable. We can break that legacy.
Thank you, Gretchen. And it's really fun to get to interact this way. It's really funny. It's funny to get to see you being professional in ways that you've always kind of done personally for so many of us. And I have a lot of respect for you. And again, please go to Gretchen's website, GretchenHydo.com, if you want to know more about her work. And hello to everyone from Brazil, from Slovakia, from Canada. I'm seeing a lot of things, Argentina. That's it, Gretchen. I will talk to you soon. And I look forward to also helping get this work out there. And again, like Gretchen said, if this is not for you, please find what is. Get the support that you need. And her last name is HYDO, Gretchen, GretchenHydo.com. And this will also be posted on my account. So please share it with people. You know, if it's not for you, but you think it might be for someone who's struggling, especially someone who feels stuck. That's, I think, a really good place to reach out from. If you're like, I've tried this, I don't like therapy, I don't like this, I don't want medication, like, try something new, because we're all just kind of trying to figure it out. And I think especially now, with a new wave of kind of COVID exhaustion emotionally, a lot of people are finding like, I don't have to live this way. Or like I said, a lot of the rules that we read from Gretchen's work, like I said, I thought those just were like the things, you know, the things that you have to live by, that I would always be intimidating to my partner, that I would always feel embarrassed for making money or for living my dream instead of what someone else thought.
Yeah.
So yeah, Gretchen, I love you and thank you. And again, I am not being paid to do this. This is just my friend Gretchen. And that's
yes. Thank you, Mayim. Sending you a big hug.
all right. I'll talk to you later. And
Okay.
thank you, everybody.